what Joy News tried to do, and then they say they try to create this idea in the system. Say oral ejuma omuye no, oral ejuma no, garbage, and in fact, omu hunipa oye MPP ni a ono so betina ho no. In Samna Dumelivo they interviewed Dumelivo about the work of oral, about what went into oral ejuma, about specifically what oral represents. Because remember, majority of Ghanaians from the beginning they thought to say oral was going to do the job of the Attorney General, but oral was going to be a committee that was going to take people's grievances and people's information and then sift through the information to give to the Attorney General and see the ones that are prosecutable. Oral's job was basically like a bridge, or kind of simple sieve, to sieve the information about the ones they believe is credible. No, they will give it to the Attorney General. Now let's go listen to Asama Mr. Dumelivo Kanya and the Joy News. And Nam Ghana, catch Ghana for you say oral. Almost information in your garbage. Let's go listen to the show itself. After that, we will deal with the ECOSO.
To say that I remember Supreme Court say pay, but it took some time. I don't know up to now whether it has fully been paid. So winning the case is one thing, but recovering it is a different ball game. So I completely agree with the Deputy Attorney General that yes, as for us, we just collected data and summed it up. We didn't do any investigation. A preliminary investigation even may show that some of the complaints were just noise. There's nothing in it. But we collected the data as it is, so including the garbage. So if he has taken time to look at it and maybe based upon some preliminary investigation and think it's on the high side, I do not disagree with him.
Did you just use the word including garbage?
Yes, because at times people, in fact, nobody came to us that we turn away and say, yes, we will not take your information. So we collected all the information. Remember, we're not investigating. So when you come, we are not going to say that Mr. Mensah substantiate what you are saying. So you just come and say that I know Mr. Maliba is involved in this, that. The amount is this. We see the document you have and we capture it. Some even came in the form of emails. Some even came in the form of emails. What about if the person is just making it up? Being an experienced auditor, I know that you can even submit documents. And later on, when we test the documents may not have any substance or they may not be authentic.
So Mr. Dumelivo was clear when they asked him. And the good thing about the Oye and say, "O magana 40 a oral ejuma say." But you see, Evans Mensah and it said about Tankurabano, his interest was the word that Dumelivo used to say. Some of the data we collected were garbage. Meaning, even though they collected them, it was of no use. They did not meet the standard that they were looking for to move it to the Attorney General. And Dumelivo was trying to tell Jimmy and Itise about time Kuraban say, what we did was that we opened our doors, we were collecting data, we were collecting information. Obianfa die onimumbra. Yenye investigations. But we look at what you have brought. We go through it. When we see, say, it makes sense or it has something valuable in it, what we do is we pass it on to the Attorney General. Now, Attorney General and Ghana are the right to investigate and prosecute. Enti, so we tell Dumelivo Kasana, journalist Onimi he or she would dwell on the work of oral. Send a baby to match Ghana and or TPZ and say, oh, oral na ya can no more juma any investigations. Now, Omajuma to collect data, collect information, and go through. Because Dumelivo Kasano or say, Omubi a ye upon the Obianfa de Wehum Embra, another Wati Embra, and the Kutana Yengina Sombrano. Nipa bebre di bebre baye. Ebi mu ho de enpo a saa nyoma de buy na enhye da ninjina so. Even though it is in their possession, it is garbage to them in court because omuntumi fa nyahwe. Let me make it simple for Evans Mensah the tisa about time kraba. Even Joy News, when they send reporters out to go and cover an event, that's the event, 1 hour. Sa reporter no ko abontene na se ode ne report ba. What the reporter does is, sa 1 hour event no cover the reporter only at the end of the day picks out what he or she and the editor thinks say it is valuable to the listeners. Inti NDC President Mahama, High Court, Appeals Court judges be and court judges be and the Oma Omojuma and I say and the event be see. Now as a journalist of free join news call no di 1 hour. Now or recording ni nyina sia. Oba joy news na so oba beka news a. Ombo 1 hour ni nyina. But that does not also mean say sa 1 hour no kudi wo no material na odi free location ho ba no material ni nyina garbage. No. Now see ye be 4 minutes every 1 hour nim na ye botch Ghana for. Na Ghana for etie no mu say oh asem we na course so e was sa department we ana event we are. It does not mean say the rest of the minutes na yambo no a garbage. Technically it's garbage because that moment no went to man find news no. But that news now or cover 1 hour no, it goes into the editor's archives. Because in the future, a beer obi can assemble event nasia, we might need it and play. Into the moment that or report and bebana or the 1 hour tape beba, ye be you 2 abo ana emu 2 minutes per abono. It technically makes a 1 hour tape no about 58 minutes or 48 minutes of that tape garbage. That does not mean say report and the buy no everything is trash. And that was what Dumelivo was trying to tell Evans Mensah kwasi ampenyi na nitise oba time kraba no. It was simple. Or see any oral. Our mandate is simple. Collect information, collect data from emails, from WhatsApp, from hard copies. When we get them, we look at them. The ones which we think say very, very solid, we pass it on to Attorney General. Even those ones, when they get to Attorney General, it is at the Attorney General's own discretion whether to move on with it or not.